Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the whirlwind of drama and intrigue surrounding the upcoming episode of General Hospital airing on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025. Prepare yourselves for a roller coaster of emotions as tensions flare, secrets threaten to unravel, and unexpected alliances form in Port Charles. From Curtis unleashing his wrath on Drew to Nina's explosive meltdown, and from Sasha's spiraling panic to Lulu and Cody's quest for truth, this episode promises to keep us on the edge of our seats. Let's unpack all the juiciest details and explore what might unfold in this gripping installment of our favorite soap opera. Curtis and Drew, a clash of titans. The drama kicks off with a fiery confrontation between Curtis Ashford and Drew Kane, a showdown that's been brewing for weeks. Curtis, known for his protective nature and unwavering loyalty to those he loves, is ready to tear into Drew over the underhanded tactic of blackmailing Portia. While Drew might believe he holds the upper hand with his calculated moves, he's about to discover that crossing Curtis comes with a heavy price. Imagine the scene. Curtis, with his piercing gaze and a voice dripping with barely contained rage, corners Drew in a dimly lit corner of the hospital, demanding answers. Will Drew admit to his shady dealings, or will he double down, refusing to back off despite the brewing storm? Portia, caught in the middle of this feud, may have kept secrets from Curtis in the past, but her husband's fierce determination to shield her from Drew's manipulations could either strengthen their bond or unearth even more hidden truths. This clash isn't just about blackmail, it's a battle of principles. Drew, desperate to protect his own interests, might argue that his actions were justified, claiming Portia's deceptions left him no choice. But Curtis, ever the defender, isn't likely to buy into excuses. Picture the tension as fists clench and words cut deeper than any blade. Will this confrontation end in a grudging truce, or will it ignite an all-out war between these two powerful men? Fans can expect sparks to fly as Curtis fights not just for Portia, but for the integrity of their family, setting the stage for even more explosive revelations in the days to come. Nina's fury unleashed. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Nina Reeves is on the brink of an emotional eruption that promises to be nothing short of catastrophic. Unlike Laura's recent outburst, which was a mere splash of water on a troublesome councilman named Ezra Boyle, Nina's rage is set to be a full-blown tempest. Known for her fiery temperament and penchant for dramatic flair, Nina isn't one to hold back when her buttons are pushed. Rumor has it that her wrath will be directed at Carly Corinthos, a longtime rival with whom she shares a history of bitter animosity. Could this showdown happen at a public venue like the Metro Court, with onlookers gasping as Nina unleashes a torrent of accusations, her voice echoing through the room? We can almost hear the shattering of glass, perhaps a wine goblet hurled in frustration as Nina's anger reaches its peak. What could spark such an intense reaction from Nina? Perhaps she's discovered a betrayal or a secret involving Carly that cuts too close to home. Maybe it's tied to her complicated relationship with Sonny, or a business deal gone awry at Crimson. Whatever the trigger, Nina's meltdown will likely leave a trail of destruction in its wake, fracturing relationships and possibly even her own reputation. This isn't just a tantrum, it's a defining moment for Nina, one that could either cement her as a force to be reckoned with or reveal the cracks in her carefully curated persona. Will Carly stand her ground, or will she be caught off guard by the sheer ferocity of Nina's attack? Tune in to see how this battle of wills unfolds. Sasha's secret on the verge of exposure. Meanwhile, Sasha Gilmore is grappling with a mounting sense of dread as her deepest secret teeters on the edge of exposure. The air is thick with anxiety for Sasha, whose past indiscretion with Michael Corinthos resulting in a bombshell pregnancy could soon become public knowledge. The stakes are sky-high as Rick Lansing, representing Willow in her contentious divorce and custody battle with Michael, calls Sasha to testify. Picture Sasha's heart racing as she receives the summons, her mind spiraling with worst-case scenarios. Does Rick suspect the truth about her connection to Michael, or is he simply fishing for leverage in the trial? The courtroom looms like a battlefield, and Sasha must decide whether to protect her secret at all costs or risk everything by coming clean. Adding to the tension is the emotional toll this secret has taken on Sasha. She's been living a double life, masking her guilt behind a facade of strength, but the cracks are beginning to show. Perhaps we'll see her confiding in a trusted friend. Maybe Brando's memory haunts her late-night thoughts, urging her to do the right thing. The potential fallout of this revelation could shatter multiple lives, from Michael and Willow's already fragile relationship to Sasha's own sense of self. Will she crumble under the pressure of Rick's questioning, or will she find a way to keep her secret buried, even if it means bending the truth? This subplot is a ticking time bomb, and its detonation could change the landscape of Port Charles forever. Lulu and Cody, uncovering hidden truths. In another corner of this drama-filled town, Lulu Spencer and Cody Bell are on a mission to unearth critical information that could upend lives. Lulu has always been a seeker of truth, and with Cody as her steadfast ally, she's determined to validate her instincts about Brooklyn Quartermain's long-buried secret, a child given up for adoption after a teenage romance with Dante Falconeri. The whispers around town suggest that Gio, a recent arrival, might be that very child. Imagine Lulu and Cody poring over old records in a dusty archive, their excitement palpable as they uncover a piece of evidence that could confirm Joe's birthdate, aligning perfectly with Brooklyn's past. This quest isn't just about satisfying curiosity, it's about rewriting history for Dante, Brooklyn, and potentially Gio himself. Lulu, torn between her loyalty to family and her need for honesty, might wrestle with the moral implications of revealing such a life-altering truth. Cody, ever the supportive friend, could provide a grounding presence, perhaps sharing a heartfelt story from his own past to remind Lulu of the importance of truth, no matter how painful. Will their new intel be the key to unlocking this mystery, or will it lead to more questions than answers? The emotional stakes are high, and the ripple effects of this discovery could reshape relationships across Port Charles, forcing everyone involved to confront their pasts in ways they never expected. Carly's confession to Jocelyn. Finally, Carly Corinthos takes a moment to open her heart to her daughter, Jocelyn Jacks, in what promises to be a deeply personal exchange. Carly has always been a pillar of strength, but even she needs someone to lean on, and Jocelyn is her safe harbor. This conversation could go in several directions, each laden with emotional weight. Perhaps Carly reveals what she knows about Brooklyn's adoption secret, sharing the burden of a truth she's carried in silence. Or maybe she confides her concerns about Michael and Willow's bitter divorce, fearing for her grandchildren's future amid the chaos. There's also the possibility that Carly opens up about her evolving relationship with Jack Brennan, hinting at vulnerabilities she rarely shows to anyone. Picture the scene, mother and daughter sitting on the cozy couch at home, the late afternoon sunlight filtering through the windows as Carly's voice softens with emotion. Jocelyn, ever perceptive, might sense the gravity of her mother's words, offering comfort while grappling with her own reactions. This moment isn't just about sharing secrets, it's about reinforcing the unbreakable bond between them, a reminder that no matter how stormy life in Port Charles becomes, family remains a constant. Will Jocelyn offer wise counsel beyond her years, or will Carly's revelations leave her reeling with questions? This intimate exchange is sure to tug at heartstrings, highlighting the human side of Carly amid the larger-than-life drama that surrounds her. Next, we will delve into the simmering storm brewing in Port Charles as Drew Kane edges closer to uncovering the truth behind his shocking ketamine scandal, with Nina Reeves at the heart of the deception. The latest developments hint at explosive confrontations, strategic revenge plots, and a potential downfall that could shake the very foundations of relationships in this drama-filled town. As Drew pieces together the puzzle of his drugging ordeal, we'll explore the intricate web of betrayal, the allies and enemies in his corner, and the chilling possibilities of justice or vengeance that await. Buckle up, General Hospital fans, as we dive into the juicy details of this unfolding saga with fresh insights, inventive twists, and a deeper look at what might lie ahead. Drew's relentless pursuit of truth. Drew Cain is on a mission, his determination fueled by the bitter taste of betrayal after discovering he was drugged with ketamine in a scandal that nearly destroyed his life. The latest episodes have shown him inching closer to the mastermind behind this sinister plot, with clues pointing directly at Nina Reeves. Imagine Drew, his jaw set with grim resolve, sitting in his office late at night, poring over fragmented memories and witness accounts, desperate to connect the final dots. A recent bombshell dropped during a tense exchange has him suspecting Nina's involvement, and the fury in his eyes suggests he won't stop until the whole truth is laid bare. Will he uncover undeniable proof of her scheming, or will Nina's cunning keep her one step ahead of his wrath? This quest for answers isn't just about clearing his name, it's personal. Drew's life was turned upside down by this incident, leaving him vulnerable and questioning who he can trust. The possibility that someone as close as Nina could orchestrate such a vicious act adds a layer of emotional turmoil to his investigation. Picture him replaying every interaction with her, searching for hidden malice in her smiles, as the weight of potential betrayal sinks in. With every new piece of evidence, Drew's resolve hardens, setting the stage for a confrontation that could either vindicate him or plunge him deeper into a web of deception. Allies and informants, the role of key players. As Drew digs deeper, he's not alone in his pursuit of justice. Brad Cooper, ever the opportunistic informant, was quick to point fingers at Portia Robinson, revealing her involvement in the drugging incident tied to the mysterious Jacinda. But Brad's intel only provided half the picture, leaving Drew hungry for more. Enter City Councilman Ezra Boyle, a man with connections and a sharp eye for detail, who dropped a critical clue in the May 14th episode. Ezra casually mentioned witnessing a conversation between Jacinda and Nina, a seemingly innocuous tidbit that sent shockwaves through Drew's mind. Picture Ezra leaning in at a crowded event, his voice low as he shares this observation, unaware of the storm he's unleashing. The revelation that Jacinda, now suspiciously out of town, was cozying up to Nina raises red flags. Could this be the missing link Drew needs? Ezra's shock at Jacinda's sudden departure adds another layer of intrigue. Was her exit a calculated move to avoid scrutiny, or did she flee under pressure from a powerful figure like Nina? Meanwhile, Portia's role in this mess looms large. Caught between her own secrets and Drew's growing suspicions, she might find herself at a crossroads. Will Drew pressure her into becoming a witness against Nina, leveraging their shared history to extract the truth? The alliances and betrayals among these players paint a complex picture, where loyalties shift like sand, and every conversation could tip the scales toward justice or disaster. The delayed confrontation and Nina's hidden schemes. Timing has never been Drew's ally in this ordeal, as evidenced by the events of May 14th, when personal crises prevented him from immediately confronting Nina with Ezra's intel. With Willow Tate Corinthos being served papers in her contentious divorcee subplot that tugs at Drew's protective instincts, his focus was momentarily diverted. Imagine Drew standing in the hospital corridor, papers in hand, his mind torn between supporting Willow and chasing down Nina for answers. This delay only heightens the tension, giving Nina precious time to cover her tracks or spin a web of lies to shield herself from the fallout. Could she be recruiting allies in the shadows, or planting false evidence to throw Drew off her scent? Nina's potential role as the architect of this entire scheme adds a chilling dimension to her character. Known for her ruthless ambition and knack for manipulation, she might have orchestrated the drugging as a means to an end, perhaps to discredit Drew or gain leverage in another power play. Visualize her in a dimly lit office at Crimson, plotting her next move with icy precision, unaware that Drew is closing in. If he uncovers irrefutable proof that this was all her doing, the confrontation could be a seismic event in Port Charles, one that shatters their uneasy truce and ignites a war of retribution. The question remains, how far will Nina go to protect her secrets, and will Drew's patience run out before he strikes? Justice through Max Scorpio, a legal battle looms. Drew's initial reaction to discovering he was drugged was to seek out Max Scorpio, the steadfast police chief who has long been a pillar of justice in Port Charles. With fragmented memories clouding his recollection, Drew leaned on Mac to launch an official investigation, a move that underscored his desperation for clarity. Picture the scene at the hospital, Mac's concerned frown deepening as Drew recounts the shocking revelation of ketamine in his system, their conversation interrupted by the bustle of medical staff. Now, as Drew gathers more intel on Nina's involvement, it's likely he'll return to Mac, armed with stronger evidence and a burning need for accountability. Could this partnership be the key to dismantling Nina's defenses? The possibility of legal action adds a thrilling edge to this storyline. If Drew can secure concrete evidence, perhaps a confession from Portia or security footage tying Nina to Jacinda, he might build an airtight case against her. Imagine him presenting Mac with a dossier of damning proof, his voice steady as he demands action. The image of Drew standing before Nina, his tone cold and unyielding, uttering the words, "Nina, you're going to prison," sends shivers down the spine. Such a moment would not only be a triumph of justice but also a personal victory for Drew, who endured months behind bars due to Nina's past betrayal over the SEC scandal. Will Mac's involvement lead to handcuffs for Nina, or will her cunning once again allow her to slip through the cracks? Revenge with dual purpose, isolating Willow and payback. Drew's potential revenge on Nina isn't just about retribution for the ketamine scandal, it's a calculated move with far-reaching consequences. If he succeeds in sending Nina to prison, he'd achieve two significant goals. First, it would isolate Willow, stripping away another influence in her life and positioning Drew as her sole confidant and decision-maker during her vulnerable state amid the divorce. Picture Willow, emotionally raw, turning to Drew for guidance, unaware of the broader game he might be playing. Second, it would serve as sweet payback for Nina's role in the SEC secret that landed Drew in jail for months, a wound that still festers beneath his composed exterior. The symmetry of turning the tables on Nina is almost poetic, a chance for Drew to reclaim his power and settle an old score. This dual motive adds depth to Drew's actions, painting him as a man driven by both protective instincts and a thirst for vengeance. Will he manipulate the situation to tighten his grip on Willow's life, or will his focus remain purely on punishing Nina? The emotional stakes for Willow are immense, as she stands to lose yet another connection in her already fractured world. Meanwhile, Nina's potential downfall could ripple through Port Charles, affecting her relationships with Sonny, Carly, and others who orbit her chaotic sphere. The prospect of her behind bars is a tantalizing cliffhanger. Will Drew's revenge plot succeed, or will unforeseen twists spare Nina from the fate he envisions? As we wrap up this deep dive into the upcoming episodes of General Hospital, the tension surrounding Drew Kane's quest for justice promises to captivate fans with every twist and turn. From his relentless pursuit of the truth to the critical roles played by Brad, Ezra, and Portia, and from the looming confrontation with Nina to the potential legal showdown with Max Scorpio at the helm, this storyline is a masterclass in soap opera drama. Will Drew's chilling threat of prison become reality for Nina, or will she outmaneuver him once again? Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for more updates, predictions, and insider scoops as this saga unfolds. Until next time, keep the Port Charles drama alive.